Black women did not introduce wigs at all. We did not introduce wigs. White people of status introduced wigs, as well as men, women, and people of social status, right? So that's
Okay.
one. Two, do you know that because we were enslaved and taken from our roots, it was not a way to treat your hair, deal with your hair. So cornrows were created and made so that, slaves find a way to style their hair in a way that was presentable for their master, as well as like remember when people wore oversized clothing, right?
Right.
That was a fad. I feel like everything now is driven by fads. What's hot and what's not. So I feel like white women have a right to wear cornrows if they want to, but white women do cultural appropriate by mimicking and mocking. That's why you have this whole new fad of women with the duck lips and the inject, BBLs, and because technically most Black women didn't have to, especially a lot of them that is going along with the fad and putting that fat in their asses was already fat. So it's like some of it is self-esteem issues, no matter what color the woman is, right? So if you're doing anything to alter yourself, like I mean, you're a man and you say your hair is growing and you kind of made her expose herself. Are you willing to take your wig off and let us see your hair?
There's no point.
No, but I'm saying, what was your point in making her, there it is. What was your point in making her do that? Because I
Because
have a point.
because she said she wears her cornrows out all the time.
No, I was saying
So that's why I asked
no, but
to
I'm
see
saying
her
but you
cornrows.
also said that you don't walk around with a wig on. That's not your hair. Your hair grows out long. Your hair is nice. It's a reason why you want women to come on and turn their cameras on is so that they can show their natural self, right?
So no, so I can see you and we can have
No.
a
So
debate.
but I'm saying whether you're seeing me or seeing a picture that I have there, the point is you made her show her hair, to one, probably embarrass her, or
No,
two, to make a point,
that's not why.
or two, to make a
That's
point.
that's
So,
false.
what was your purpose of making her show you her
She
hair?
said that she wears her cornrows out all the time. So that's why I asked to see the cornrows. That was
Right,
the
but
point of that.
at the end of the
You're
day,
trying to make something into what it's
no,
not
it's not. It's
really
not
is.
that you have to understand, love, that you have a platform, right? You have a platform, and I don't know you. I was just strolling and came across your platform. May I ask how old you are?
I'm 25.
You're 25.
Yeah.
Okay. And the young ladies who you were speaking with, they also too were probably in the same age range, if not younger.
Okay.
However, white women started also wearing uh wigs because they nasty and they needed to protect their heads from fucking lice.
Okay.
Lice was one of the biggest reasons why those crackers started wearing fucking wigs.
Okay, but what's the point?
Because you have a lot of white women in the comments trolling your sisters. So no matter if you want to make a point to your sisters about like, hey, embrace yourself, embrace your real hair. Like I can see your plight in saying that, and nothing's wrong with that. But I don't know if you have siblings or not, but my parents taught me that you don't let nobody, you can say whatever you want to say about my sister. I can say whatever I want to say about my sister, but bitch, you can't. You understand
But
what I'm saying?
but why
So
are you
it's a
calling
place. No,
why are you why did
because
you
it's a
call them
place.
the
No,
hold
hold
on,
on.
hold
You
on,
because you
hold
talk
on.
a lot.
No.
You
No, no,
talk
no.
a lot, and I've
No,
been
ma'am,
waiting
this
to talk to you.
okay, but let me ask you a question. Why did you call them that name of that food?
Why did I call them the name of that food? Because whoever it applies to, especially the trolls, Sabrina 305, and a couple of other ones that's in your chat. I don't know if you're reading everything, but they talking big shit in the chat. and being very
Okay.
disrespectful, because everybody has an opinion and everybody has a reason. You can't tell somebody why they're doing what they're doing. And wigs,
Yes, you can.
and wigs do protect, is the protective style. The
No, it's
cornrows,
not.
listen, no, baby, do your
I
research,
already did.
25-year-old, because
I
wigs
already
do
did.
protect your hair. And
How?
crackers
Explain.
from the sun, UV rays, my nigga.
Explain. Explain.
UV rays causes
Ma'am.
skin cancer. It causes cancer. So
Ma'am,
if your
no, it
head is
does not.
exposed, to sunlight, especially in places that are extremely hot, my nigga, you can get cancer.
Ma'am, that is idiotic.
That is
Because,
not.
hold on, let me
You do.
explain.
You
Let
do
me
have a
explain.
computer right there,
Ma'am,
right?
ma'am,
Google it.
let me
Look it
explain.
up. 25
You
year
know,
old.
there are tons of black
Look
people.
it
Hold
up.
on, let me finish. Let
I'm
me
talking
finish.
about why people
Let me
started
finish.
wearing wigs in the
Hold
beginning,
on, hold
not why
on,
they're wearing them
hold
today.
on,
Because you're
ma'am. Let me
excusing white
finish.
women, and they were the first ones to wear
Let me
wigs.
finish, or I will
Niggas
drop
couldn't
you.
even afford to buy a weave. What are you
Ma'am,
talking about?
let me finish. So, do you know that there are tons of black people that wear their hair
Wait, hold on.
naturally?
2 seconds.
Hold
2
on,
seconds.
hold on,
No, two.
hold
No,
on.
this is not for you. This is
No, okay, you can go then. Because I didn't bring you up here just so you could have a whole monologue. You're over here trying to make false narratives that UV rays are breaking off hair and damaging people's hair. That's not true. There's tons of black people in Africa right now where it's way harder than here in America that wear their hair every single day naturally. And their hair is long and flourishing. It's about taking care of your hair. You can still take care of your hair without a wig. You're over here just coming up here spewing a whole bunch of racist rhetoric. Like what? If you're willing to turn on your camera, I'll bring you up next. That's crazy. She just came up here heated, saying a whole bunch of racial slurs. Like, where are you from?
The last lady did have a point. You allow people to come on here and bash black women and say these negative things, which are not going to help.
What do they
There's this
say
whole,
that's negative about black women?
like the last person, oh, the self hatred and the nose jobs and all that. When somebody's feeling low about their self, saying it's not, what do they say? Like, it's not how you, or what is it? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I think that if you would come in a more positive way, it would get to like people in a better way. Like the young lady that was on here before, she was feeling like she had to defend herself because it's a lot of, I don't know how to explain it. Like when people are saying all these things and it's taking your nerve, you feel like you have to defend yourself instead of having like an open conversation.
Okay, but my thing is, if you're telling the truth, that's not bashing somebody. When he said that they hate themselves, that is true. A lot of you, well, I'm not saying you, but a lot of the ones who wear the wigs and the weaves have a deep self hatred. Because if you cannot walk outside of that door without your hair being straightened or you having a wig or a weave on, then there's some type of self hate or insecurity that you have
Okay,
that you need to deal with.
I agree with that statement, but like knowing that things are complex and not so black and white, why can't we have grace? Because there's not only black women that wear wig because they don't like their hair. Like my sister, she has alopecia. She wears wigs because she does not grow hair. So everybody's story is not the same.
Okay, but your sister is an exception to the rule, meaning that not many black women out there, like I would say out of the majority, most of them do not have alopecia. Most of them have healthy growing hair, but they just are not comfortable wearing that outside. They need some type of 30-inch
I
bust
agree
down
with
or
that.
wig.
I agree with that, but if like our history in America, we're not accepted. We're not the beauty standard. So of course these young ladies, they want to they want to be beautiful. So you calling that out is not wrong, but like I said, it's not what you do, it's about how you do it.
Right. 1 second. So we got the 20K likes. Whoever's willing to turn on their camera, I'll bring you up next. But you said it's not how you do it. Wait, say that again.
It's not about what you say, it's about how you do it. I feel like having this open conversation is healthy, but of course there's going to be trolls in the comments, and I think the other lady that was on the live needs to understand that and not get
Right.
so much caught up in like the angry part. And I think it's more of we have to love ourselves. I know it's it's hard in society being a Black woman and seeing other people as the beauty standards, but that does fall into self-hate if you want to wear something that doesn't grow at your head. Our hair is beautiful, it gets long, it grows. All those are very false narratives that are not true. You putting a wig on for months is damaging your hair is dirty, and the reason why it takes so long to wash because you have so much new growth and dirt in your hair for a month. Like that's it's just, I don't know, but Black women are beautiful and we just have to learn to love ourselves, and the truth might hurt, but we can move past that. And Black
Thank
women,
you.
in reality, we are the beauty standard. They want to be us, we just got to see it. And I don't know, I'm in between because I understand why Black women want to defend themselves. Like, don't say shit about us, but that is true. Like, if you only wear your real hair out once out of the week, that's crazy. That's crazy work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming up. You have a great night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bro, I hope y'all were listening to her. Cause she came up here. She's like the only one that came up spitting facts tonight.
One, everybody keeps saying that wigs started with Europeans. Technically, people need to read. So it started from Egypt. It was adopted by the Greeks and Romans and then continued over to England and Europe. But yes, the statement that higher ups would wear wigs is true, but it started in Egypt. That's where it started from. And they cut their hair because locusts and ticks and fleas was rampant. And that's the reason why they did it. Close to the same reason why people in England and Britain did the same thing.
Right, that's true.
Okay, number 2. So here's the thing. Brazilians are not white. What they are indigenous, and they are also mixed with conquistadors. They were conquered by conquistadors who are Spaniards, who are Portuguese. So saying that they're white, that is incorrect. Where hair mainly comes from, which Chris Rock did a beautiful documentary on, it's called Bad Hair. He did a beautiful documentary explaining where a lot of hair comes from. It comes from India. India has a huge hair market. They have a huge tradition where they shave their hair and they sell it. So when a lot of women are getting bundles that say real hair, it is not coming from any European country. It is mainly coming from India. That is a fact that you can
the
look
Brazilian
up.
Though, like you said, they're Portuguese, and that's in Europe. That's European people.
No, Portuguese are considered Hispanic. For lack of better words. They are not considered, just because you live in Europe does not make you European.
But Hispanic is not a race though.
Okay.
So there's 3 races. It's Negroid, Mongoloid, and Caucasoid. Negroid is black, Caucasoid is European or white, and then Mongoloid is the Asians. So it was the Caucasoids who came over and conquered that land. So Portuguese people are European.
That's not true. That was actually debunked. That 3 that you just stated was true for a very long time, but that has been debunked in the last decade. Well, I'll say it's been debunked, but at the same time, there are other studies out there that further agree with what you're saying. But to be on topic, Brazilians were conquered by the conquistadors, by the Spaniards, but they're mainly, a lot of them are indigenous. And indigenous people, hair grows straight. A lot of them do. And also, having straight hair does not, it is a genetic trait. And there are women who are from Ethiopia that were never conquered. You can look it up. Ethiopia was never conquered. They have straight hair, and they were not essayed by somebody down the line. Like if you look at their genealogy, they are completely black or Ethiopian. So to say like Oh, it's because of this. It's weird. A lot of Black women, in my opinion, mind you, I am a Black man speaking on a Black woman issue, which is none of my business in the first place. But I will say that a lot of Black women that wear braids and cornrows under wigs, wigs can be used as a protective hairstyle. They have silkies, silk bonnets that they put under wigs that they wear on their head. A lot of women, if you go to other countries like Japan, or like, have you ever traveled outside of the US?
To Mexico.
Okay. That's not really far enough. Like, if
Right.
if you go to Japan, there are a lot of Blasian girls out there that wear, I mean, their hair is all the way down their back, but they wear wigs because it is a social acceptance to have straight hair. Anything outside of that is considered unprofessional. Like, for instance, the only reference for me and you who are males, Black men specifically, is only within the last decade has it become okay for us to wear locks and go into corporate spaces. But before then, it was never okay for you to have locks and be in a corporate space. They would tell you quick, fast, and hurry, like, your resume looks great for the position. Is there anything you could do with your hair? Like, can you tie it up or even cut it off? Like,
But
for
see,
go
but
ahead.
do you see exactly why I'm saying to wear natural hair out now? Because for the longest, we couldn't even do what we wanted to with our hair. When we walked outside or tried to go get a job, they would say, "Oh, put your hair in this style, straighten it, cut the locks off." Now there's actually laws in place to where we can wear our natural hair, but I see more fake hair now more than ever, and it doesn't make any sense.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, there's a precedence to be stated about giving time and giving grace. Like, I literally watched Black women go through not go through, but experience and implement the natural hair wave and do the big chop to wear their natural hair. And they will still do a silk press, which straightens their hair out, but it's a lot better than putting a perm in your head. Like, in the last decade, perms are at a all-time low on sales. And that right there is a testament to Black women breaking that generational curse of their mom's grandmother sitting them down, putting a perm in their hair because they feel like, one, perming their curly hair is it's a lot easier to maintain and keep for upkeep. And also aesthetically, the narrative has been pushed that straight hair is good hair, curly hair is
But
bad hair.
it's great that they moved on from perms, but what they are not, or what they fail to realize, is that what all they did is just move from cigarettes to vapes. They're both very bad, but the media and society thinks vapes are a lot better when they're really not. So they're moving from um, perms to a silk press or to more fake hair. It's still things that harm you at the end of
Okay.
the day.
Okay, a silk press is not fake hair. A silk press. Do you know
Yeah,
what
I
a
know,
silk press is?
I
Okay,
know what a silk. Yeah, but I'm just
okay,
saying like fake hair as well.
okay. So this is the thing. You said your comparison is going from cigarettes to a vape. I
Right.
don't see that comparative. I see it more so like going from, to use your terminology, going from smoking a pack of cigarettes a day to maybe smoking one, a day. It's been a constant progression into the right, what some men want to consider the right path. Me personally, if a Black woman wants to wear braids, wear weaves, wear sew-ins, whatever you want to do, that's on you. I, I as a man can go out and choose what type of woman I want. The woman that I want to attract, she wears her hair whatever way that I want to attract, because your perception is your reality. You see what I'm saying? So to touch on like a white woman wearing braids, to me personally, it doesn't, it annoys me as a black man to see a white woman wear braids, because I know what black women had to go through when they had the opportunity to wear braids. It was called, their hair was called nappy. It was called distasteful, even to the point that in New Orleans, they passed a law, because when black women wore their hair natural and in different designs, they passed a law to force black women to wrap their hair up. So it's like, wait, we can't wear our natural hair. We can't wear braids, but she can put them on and she gets praised for it and glorified for it. And then even has the audacity to try to turn the original name for it into something else that's more palatable for her and her culture. It's outrageous. That's like a white woman literally she tried to turn the terminology bonnets into something else so she could sell her products. And that was within, the last 2 years.
I understand where you're coming from. I think you said earlier as well that there's a progression being made to where black women are slowly wearing their hair natural, but a lot of them are not even trying. That's the bad part. Like I can understand it if like, okay, I wear wigs all the time, and then now I'm trying to be comfortable with myself, so I'll start to wear my natural hair here and there, or more often, but they're not even trying to do so. They're saying, hey, I don't care about your standards. If I want to put a wig on, I'm going to do that because I can. That's what I keep hearing over and over and over again.
And where
So
are you
they're
getting
not
this
they're not trying to go natural. They want the fake hair, and that's the issue.
But where are you getting this? Where are you getting this information from? Because I can pull up a study right now. Well, if I go to my living room and pull up my computer, I can pull up a study that will debunk with actual data what you're saying isn't true, because more black women prefer to wear their natural hair over putting weaves in. And I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing to debunk what I'm saying. So I'm asking, are you going off of your just personal experience and your feelings towards this, or have you looked into facts and numbers?
I'm going off of both. There's also studies that say that more than 70% of black women wear fake hair today. And then also, I do street interviews all the time. And I ask black women, why don't you wear your natural hair out? Or why do you got it? Why do you guys have to add in the fake hair? And they'll say things like, oh, braids don't look right unless you add in the fake Kennecolon hair. Or I don't like short hair. I hate my hair. I hear this literally all the time. There's only a few interviews that I do where they're like, oh, I wear my natural hair all the time. I love myself, da 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 da. But most of the time, it's fake hair.
Okay, well, let me also touch on this tidbit. Have you even considered the financial stability that is required for you to wear your hair natural?
It's a lot cheaper.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
It is.
Hold on.
Do you know how much it?
Go ahead.
Where do you live at? What city do you live in?
Really quick. So y'all that keep saying bring up the next person. If you get the 30K likes, I'll bring somebody else up new. But I live in the DMV basically.
Okay, I live in Richmond. I'm not that far from you. Okay. On average, and this is, I have daughters. On average, it's about, babe, what do you say? It's like what, $50 to get a silk press?
$50 just to wash. $50 just to wash your hair and comb it out.
Yeah.
$50 to wash your hair and blow it out. Shea Moore, Kiki's oil process are just two names. Their products alone is in between the range of $15 and $20 for a tiny bottle. When you factor in that, into maintaining natural hair, it is not it is not as easy as you want to portray it as. And this is, once again, this is coming from a man who has daughters, that I pay for these products for my
Right.
daughters to wear. None of them get perms, none of that. They wear their natural hair, but they're younger. They're like 8 and down, so they're younger.
Okay.
But the process to pay for this stuff is extremely expensive. And then on top of that, when you go to a salon, and I've experienced this, once again, personal experience, taking my daughter to get her hair done. People who say that they do natural hair at salons, they charge almost double just to do your hair compared to anybody else. Like, I'll use Supercuts as a literal example. So I took my
Okay.
daughter to Supercuts. Supercuts told me, mind you, my wife is Black and Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Black. My daughter's hairs are mixed. It's more like a wavy, curly, but not a tight coral. So when I took him into Supercuts, the lady looked at my daughter's head, not even her hair, looked at her
Mm-hmm.
skin and and looked at me and was like, oh, it's going to be $210 to do her hair because her hair is natural. There was another white girl who had curly hair like my daughter's
Mm-hmm.
right beside us. She only got charged $75 to trim her ends, but my daughter had to get charged double because her hair is natural. Now,
And she was getting the same treatment as the other girl?
yes, she was going to get a wash, a blow, and a trim. That's it. And that's what some of the women that have gotten up here and tried to explain to you about biases and I'll say bigotry, not it's a little racism, but I'll say bigotry. When there are systems that are in play that says if your hair isn't straight, we can't do anything for you. Or if your texture isn't a specific thing, we're gonna have to charge you double for it because we just feel like we're gonna have to do more work to handle your hair. They say words like, your hair looks unkept, it looks untamed, things like that. So I understand what you're trying to do. I love the fact that, you're getting your views, you're getting your conversations, but your argument is it's a little shaky because, like a couple other women said, one style is based off of culture. Straight hair is not a culture.
So I do understand what you were saying about a lot of women say that natural hair products are expensive. That is true depending on what you buy. There are a lot of videos that you guys can actually look up on your own on YouTube where they show you how to make your own products that are very inexpensive. So we're just choosing these name brands like Shea Moisture or Miel or whatever these names are, and we're choosing the most expensive ones, and then we wonder why it's so expensive.
No,
But you
all
guys,
bases. That's what the statement you're making lets me know that you've not walked down the aisle of a hair product for women and seen the prices. All the prices are
no,
high. And
that's
even
not true. That's not true because the,
when the last time you went to a beauty store?
maybe a few weeks ago,
Okay, what did you get out of the beauty store?
some oils
So what
and
oils
shea
did you get?
butter.
What oils did you get?
Jojoba oil, I got some macadamia oil, and I got some shea butter as well.
Okay, how much did those things cost?
It was probably a little bit, maybe under $20.
Under 20? No, you said you live in the DMV?
I do. I went to
Sir,
Beauty for You. That's where I go.
I'm calling whole cap. I go to the DMV. I'm a truck driver. I go through DMV and I have family in the DMV. Sir, it's no way you're going to sit here and say that you bought those items and you spend under $20. Stop
Sir,
capping. If you don't
it's
have the receipts,
sir.
just say that.
But the thing about it is those products are not that expensive, and I'm not even done using them. I'm still using them.
I can tell you right now, those about 35, almost $40 just for those 4 items. And if you
I'm not.
like, hold on,
It depends on what size that you're
that
buying.
no,
Yeah,
I'm named that price for the smallest bottle, sir.
sir. No, that's
I
not
know
true.
if you want,
Go
I
ahead.
can prove my point.
Go ahead.
I can.
I have a receipt in the car that's for $44.
We can. I'm sorry. Well, that's Virginia prices. He said he lives in the DMV. So I was going to say my wife has a receipt for 5 items of small bottom, a bottom of the shelf hair products, and we could give you the receipt from that. But that wouldn't equate to DMV prices, even though certain things do transfer over, other things don't. But my thing is, even if you want to mix stuff together to make your own products, that still costs money. There is nothing cheap. I mean, a beauty hair shop, not even barrettes are cheap. Not even hair clips are cheap. So, but
Sir, but what I'm trying to say is these. I'm like literally looking up these products that I bought on Google. Like it's like $3.29. I literally remember the shea butter that I bought. It was like $5 or $6. These products are not expensive, and I make my own concoctions for my hair. You guys can do the same thing, but women today, or a lot of people today, are just lazy and they don't feel like doing that. So they just go and get the product that has everything already made, and you wonder why you're spending so much money. I'm telling you, if you make your own products, it is not that expensive, and it lasts months at a time.
okay, but can you admit that two things? Because I kind of feel like you're looking at things from a one-dimensional mind space. Can you also admit that two things can be true? Like you can walk and chew gum. So things can be
Okay.
expensive, and also women, specifically Black women, because let's be real, if we did the same thing far as wearing weaves with other ethnicities, you would see the numbers are exactly the same. Black women and white women and Asian women and Filipino women, everybody wear wigs. Everybody wears lace fronts. Everybody wears tracks. That is universal through all cultures, that
Okay.
everybody's wearing them at the same rate at that. But for Black women specifically, yeah, at the same rate.
It's not. You got to do your research on that. It's not at the
No,
same
this
rate.
is the thing. I have done the research,
Okay.
and white women wear weaves and
Hair
tracks and all of those things at the same rate as Black women do.
It's
The
not the
only
same
thing is
rate.
Black women get I'm not glorified. Black women get shamed for it in platforms like this when they are compared to like, oh, why don't you wear your natural hair? You want to look like a white woman. That ain't true. Maybe she likes a hairstyle. Maybe she likes wearing her hair straight because straight hair is not indicative to white women or Asian women or Filipino women.
So I'll bring up some studies next time so you guys can actually see it. But if you just do a quick Google search, Google will tell you as well. If you type in what percentage of Black women and what percentage of white women wear fake hair, it'll literally tell you more than 70% of Black women wear fake hair, less than 10% of white women wear fake hair. That's why you don't see it as much. And I can tell when a white woman is wearing tracks or fake hair. It's obvious.
That's not true.
Sir, it's true.
That's not true because Kelly Clarkson, she has openly admitted that she has throughout her career has worn wigs because she didn't like the fact that her hair was frizzy and brittle. But most people never knew that she wore wigs throughout her whole thing. So that's not true. That now, now granted, I'm not going to say from your personal experience that you have never seen a white girl and was like, oh, I can see her tracks. I'm not saying that. But to put out a genuine statement like, oh, I can tell. No, you can't.
most times you can tell. Like I just went to Mexico and I seen a girl's tracks in the back of her head. Like you can see it when it's there, but
And that's
most
bad.
times
That's bad tracks. But I done ran your time up. You done got the likes that you wanted and the views. Hey, I hope you enjoy your day though.
you as well. I
Oh,
appreciate you
and
coming up.
really quick, check those
Go ahead.
people in the comments. That the some of the stuff that they're saying is not on base to what you want to debate about. What they're saying is literally some blatantly racist and bigoted stuff, more so bigoted. Like you got guys asking for like, I want my, just the stuff that they're saying isn't indicative to the conversation. So all I ask from one man to another, can you occasionally look at your comments and check them from what they're saying and make sure that they stay on topic. Other than that, you have a great night.
You as well. Appreciate that. I can't for so far I haven't seen no like racist stuff in the comments. I haven't seen anything other than people being mad at me or they just be like facts or that's true and stuff like that. But yeah, like Huey just said, I can't control what the comments say. So there's really nothing I can do about that unless I add like a moderator or something like that.